The following seminar looks at adding value through marketing and in particular the changing landscape for customer engagement, looking how social media has evolved as a powerful marketing tool and a number of other tips and techniques for marketers to get better value. Good morning everybody. Hope you can all hear me clearly there. My name's Kursha Woodgate and I'm Managing Director of Mexia Communications, a no-nonsense PR and marketing agency with a focus on the meetings and events sector. When I was asked to talk at Confex again this year about marketing and marketing on a shoestring type concepts, I did scratch my head slightly and think, gosh, I do hope I can come up with something fresh and innovative, because I think this is the third or fourth one I've been asked to do. But actually, once I started to think about it, there's so much happening in marketing terms at the moment that's exciting. The challenge is more about focusing in and not bombarding you with information rather than what there is to say. So for those of you who perhaps haven't heard me speak before, it would be rude not to introduce myself. So just a few pointers up there about me and why you should give up your valuable time listening to me. I've been involved in the communications business in one form or another for a bit of a scary amount of time now, 18 years or so, and getting a little bit too close to 2 decades for my liking. I set up Mexia in January 2006, following an extended period overseas. But I originally started off as an international trade journalist, moving into agency PR with leading agency Kaizo, and then ran an in-house marketing department across Europe for a global software firm. And as part of that, I also had a remit to cover event management, managing international events, national events and smaller scale seminars. So I've had a little bit of hands-on as well myself of the events sector. Mexia focuses on 3 sectors really, the meetings and events sector being one of them, but we also cover serviced offices and healthcare. And there's a few examples there of some of the clients we've worked with. In the events sector we work with venues such as ACC Liverpool, we've worked with destinations, and we've also run events and helped launch those such as the Literary Festival in Henley. What that helps us to do is it gives us lots of different experience to give cross-fertilisation of ideas and helps us look at different techniques from consumer and business-to-business marketing. And what I'd like to do today is draw on some of that experience and link in with the theme of today's Confex, which is inspiration, to offer what I hope will be some really useful insights into how you can get more value from your own marketing. I'm often asked to talk about things like marketing on a shoestring and cost-cutting from marketing, but really I think it's more powerful to think of how we can add value rather than strip cost with our marketing. The way customers perceive our marketing messages and the way they react to us has changed a lot in recent years, particularly with the advent of tools such as social media. So I'd like to talk a little bit about the changing rules of customer engagement and how we should approach customers in a different way. I couldn't really stand up here and give a marketing presentation without touching on what can only be described as the social media revolution. So I'll touch on that as well, and I have a short video clip to share with you, which hopefully will provide you with some insights as well. And the last topic that I'd like to cover is what I call getting a marketing attitude. And that's really about getting the whole organisation involved in marketing, getting them on board and engaged, and breaking some of the silos that, in my experience, impede marketing best practice in organisations. So I hope you all had a bit of caffeine and a bit of breakfast on a cold, wet February morning, because you have to do a little bit of thinking time yourselves. Marketing means many different things to different people. So I'd like to throw that out to the crowd and see who's feeling a bit brave this morning and also who can shout loudly. What does marketing mean to you? What is the purpose of marketing? Anyone feeling brave? I can hear you. Nobody feeling brave enough to give a description. Why do we do it? Why do we do marketing? Promote. Raise the profile. The message out there. Lots of different reasons. Any more? What about this one? To sell more. How many people in the room involved in a sales role? Got some responsibility for sales? A couple of, don't be shy, the salespeople are out there. About 3 hands, I think, not a lot. How many people are responsible for marketing? A few more. It is a marketing seminar after all. Okay. Lots of different reasons people do marketing. To sell more generally is one of the key ones. To grow your business and expand, perhaps to penetrate new markets, gain market share. So lots of reasons we do marketing. And there are many, many definitions out there about what marketing is. but I'd like to share with you one of my favourites from marketing guru Peter Drucker, who said that the purpose of marketing is to make selling unnecessary. Wouldn't that be wonderful? The idea being your marketing is just so good that salespeople sit back and take the orders. How fabulous would that be? So marketing can mean many different things, and I'm sure many of you are engaged in some of those activities up there, everything from advertising to brochures and websites, right through to the more strategic elements of brand building and message development. But in my experience, what most businesses are looking for is very much the bottom line and how marketing impacts on business. They're looking to generate inquiries and generate new business. So what I'd like to help you to think about a little bit more is how can we add more value with the marketing that we currently do and get smarter with our marketing so we can reduce the cost of sale and generate more value. People are always looking at cutting marketing budgets, but the reality is that your sales directors, your financial directors and MDs won't really complain too much on an increased investment in marketing if they can see a genuine return from it. So let's take a step back a moment and just think what's happening in marketing terms today. The last 3 or 4 times I've done this presentation, the picture's really been quite gloomy. Dare mention the words economic, climate, recession, credit crunch, all those sort of gloomy things that have been going on, and obviously this has had a huge impact on marketing spend. But actually the Bellwether report for the first time has a little bit of a glimmer of hope, the most recent one, as marketers are reporting that they have increased budgets to spend in 2010 for the first time. I also saw a report from B2B Marketing Insights, which also stated that marketers were looking at increased budgets. Over half of them had an increased budget for 2010. So for the first time in a while, there is a little bit of a glimmer of hope on the horizon. So what's been happening, and I'm sure you'll agree with this, is that over the last few years, with the increased pressure to cut cost, we've all had to perform really well in terms of reporting back, measuring activities. Measurement is really king so that you can sell back into your own organisations what's worked in marketing, what hasn't, what you've generated. Statistics are great, and some online activity in particular is great at helping you to do that. But beware, one note of caution with statistics, they really measure quantity, not quality, and some of your marketing can add a huge amount of value that's not necessarily so easy to measure. Because of this pressure, marketers have focused on short-term lead generation and promotional type activities far more than they have long-term reputation building and profile raising activities. Marketing is often seen far more as a cash drain rather than an investment in customer gain. It always amazes me how many businesses I come across that fail to sort of maximise the value that they have in their current customer base. There are lots of numbers out there, but this is an estimate that I've seen in several places, that the cost of acquiring a new customer can be 5 to 7 times as much as that of retaining a profitable relationship with an existing one. And yet often marketers are under such pressure to demonstrate a direct and immediate return on their activity that they'll focus on acquiring the new customer with lead generation activities.